Okay, so this, I'm just giving you a bit of knowledge here, and what I would recommend that you do in this situation is just really roughly copy out like a mind map here of what's going on. So this is about 1832. Now the most common question is why? Why was there pressure for reform to pass a new Reform Act at this time? Primarily the system was very corrupt, as we know. The elections were not, there was no secret ballots, the landowners were really the people in power. They controlled the voters if they could possibly vote. There was unequal constituencies, and in fact in some areas there were places called rotten boroughs where there's only one or two voters. So the system needed to change. Secondly, there was a number of events that happened. For example, at Peterloo, public wanted change, they wanted reform, and the government steamed in there and obviously murdered those innocent people. And they also passed the Six Acts, which repressed people even more, made people even more angry. Where did pressure come from? Well, really it came from the middle class. They were beginning to reap the benefits of industrialisation, and they wanted a say in how the government was being run. The French Revolution inspired people. There was also a serious economic downturn at this time. So people often wanted change when they didn't have financial or material gain. Also the BPU by Thomas Attwood was a middle class skilled workers organisation which was pushing the government from reform, and actually the press, particularly the regional press, were becoming more and more in favour of reform. So what happened? Well, in 1830 King George died and King William came to the throne, who was much more in favour of reform. The Duke of Wellington, who was leader of the Tory party, passed the Catholic Emancipation Act. Now what that did was give equal rights to Catholics in Ireland. Why did he do that? He did it because he realised he was a military man. If he did not, there would be a civil war in Ireland. So he passed it, but obviously it upset his own party and it split the Tory party into two. And the Tory party was the biggest obstacle to reform. Earl Grey became leader of the Liberal Party and he introduced a reform bill. It went through the Commons by one vote. So he had a general election, had a much bigger majority, pushed through the bill, but it was blocked by the Lords, which was dominated by the Conservatives. How did the public react to that? Well, they reacted in a very negative way during the days of May. The Go for Gold campaign, there was riots all over the UK, and it became clear to everybody that change needed to happen. Earl Grey persuaded the King to say that he would appoint new Liberal Lords if reform did not go through. And in fact that never happened because the Lords actually stayed away. Now what happened? What was the impact? Well, the change was, first primarily they got rid of rotten boroughs. There was more seats in small towns and cities, and there was and probably doubled the electorate to about 18%. What stayed the same, what was continual, well, there was an increase in treating, a lot of the things with no secret ballot, a lot of those things primarily stayed the same. So was it a great Reform Act? Probably not. What did it do? Really, it gave more power to the middle class.